Hello class, how have you been? I hope you guys are doing well. So today we need to be discussing another story which we will analyze later on. But since most of you might be a bit too lazy to read the story yourself, I thought I'll read it out for you. Most of the time it's that some stories we do not we prefer to read as such, but when somebody else tells you a story, you actually like to listen to that. So I thought I'll tell you this story myself. We actually have some time too, because our exams are not that near, and we have finished almost all the portions in this module. So I thought we can actually take some time to read out the story so that you can listen to the story. The story is The Adivasi Will Not Dance. The Adivasi Will Not Dance by Hansda Sovendra Shekhar. The Adivasi Will Not Dance. I'll read out the story. I hope you enjoy it. They pinned me to the ground. They did not let me speak. They did not let me protest. They did not even let me raise my head and look at my fellow musicians and dancers as they were beaten up by the police. All I could hear were their cries for mercy. I felt sorry for them. I had failed them, because what I did on my own. Yet, did I have a choice? Had I only spoken to them about my plan, I am sure that they would have stood by me, for they too suffer the same as I. They would have stood by me, they would have spoken with me, and together our voices would have rung out loud. They would have travelled out of our Santal Pargana, out of our Jharkhand, all the way to Delhi and all of Bharat Desham. The world itself would have come to know of our suffering. Then perhaps something would have been done for us. Then perhaps our president would have agreed with what I said to him. But I did not share my plan with anyone. I went ahead alone. Like a fool, they grabbed me, beat me to the ground, put their hands on my mouth, and gagged me. I felt so helpless and foolish. But we Santals are fools, aren't we? All of us Adivasis are fools. Down the years, down generations, the Diku have taken advantage of our foolishness. Tell me if I am wrong. I only said, we Adivasis will not dance anymore. What is wrong with that? That's the only thing that I said. What's wrong with saying that we Adivasis will not dance anymore? We are like toys. Someone presses our on button or turns a key on our backsides, and we Santals start beating rhythms on our tumdak, or start blowing tunes on our tirio while someone snatches away our very dancing grounds. Tell me, am I wrong? I had not expected things to go wrong. I thought I was speaking to the best man in India, to our president. I had thought he would listen to my words. Isn't he our neighbor? His forefathers were all from the Birbhum district next door. His ancestral house is still there, Birbhum, where Rabin Haram lived in harmony with Santals. I have been to that place Rabin Haram set up. What is it called? Yes, Shanti Niketan. I went there a long time ago to perform with my troupe. I saw that Santals were held in high regard in Shanti Niketan. Shanti Niketan is in Birbhum, and our president is also from Birbhum. He should have heard me speak, no? But he didn't. Such a fool I am. A foolish Santal, a foolish Adivasi. My name is Mangal Murmu, and I am a musician. No, wait, I'm a farmer, or was a farmer. Was a farmer is right, because I don't farm anymore. In my village of Matyajor, in Amarapara block of the Pakur district, not many Santals farm anymore. Only a few of us still have farmland. Most of it has been acquired by a mining company. It is a rich company. It is not that we didn't fight the acquisition. We did. While we were fighting, this political leader came. This Christian sister came, and this Christian father came, apparently to support us, but we lost. And after we lost, everyone left. The leaders went back to Ranchi and Delhi for whatever they had to go and do. The Christians returned to their missions. But our land did not come back to us. On the other hand, a Christian sister was killed and our boys were implicated in her murder. The papers, the media, everyone blamed our boys. They reported that the Christian sister was fighting for our rights and yet our boys killed her. No one bothered to see that our boys had been fighting for our land and rights from even before that Christian sister had come. Why would they kill her? Just because our boys did not have reporter friends, their fight went unseen. While the Christian sister, with her network of missionaries and their friends, got attention. Now that our boys are in jail on false charges of murder, who will fight for us? Where are the missionaries and their friends now? If the missionaries are our well-wishers and were fighting for us, why did they run away, kill a well-known Christian sister, accuse a few unknown Santhal boys of fighting for their lands of her murder, move both obstacles, the Christian sister and the Santhal boys, out of the way, grab as much land as possible, build as many mines as possible, and dig out all the coal? This is how this coal company works. Is this scenario so difficult to understand that the media does not get it at all? If coal merchants have taken a part of our lands, the other part has been taken over by stone merchants. All Dikhu, Marwari, Sindhi, Mandal, Bhagat, Muslim, they turn our land upside down, inside out, with their heavy machines. They sell all the stones they mine from our earth in faraway places, Delhi, Noida, Punjab. This coal company and these quarry owners, they earn so much money from our land. They have built big houses for themselves in town. They wear nice clothes. They send their children to good schools in faraway places. When sick, they get themselves treated by the best doctors in Ranchi, Patna, Bhagalpur, Malda, Bardhaman, Kolkata. What do we Santhals get in return? Tatters to wear, tattered clothes to wear, barely enough food, such diseases that we can't breathe properly because of the pollution and things. We cough blood and forever remain bare bones. For education, our children are at the mercy of either these free government schools where teachers come only to cook the midday meal. For those kids, missionary schools where our children are constantly asked to stop worshipping our Bonga Buru, stop worshipping our gods, and start revering Jisu and Mariam. If our children refuse, the sisters and the fathers tell our boys that their Santhal names, Hopna, Som, Shingrai, are not good enough. They are renamed David and Mikhail and Christopher and whatnot. And as if that were not enough, Muslims barge into our homes, sleep with our women, and we Santhal men cannot do a thing. But what can we do? They outnumber us. They outnumber us. Village after village in our Santhal Pargana, which should have been a home for us Santhals, are turning into Muslim villages. Hindus live around Pakur town or in other places. Those few Hindus here who live in Santhal villages belong to the lower caste. They too are powerless and are outnumbered. But why would the Hindus help us? The rich Hindus living in Pakur town are only interested in our land. They are only interested in making us sing and dance at their weddings. If they come to help us, they still say that we Santhals need to stop eating cow meat and pig meat, that we need to stop drinking handi, that they too want to make us forget our Sarna religion, convert us into Safahor and swell their numbers to become more vulnerable vote banks. More valuable vote banks, Safahor, the pure people, the clean people, but certainly not as clean and pure as themselves, that's for sure. Always a little lesser than what they are. In the eyes of the Hindus, we Santhals can only either be Christian or almost Safahor. We are losing our Sarna faith, our identities, our roots. We are becoming people from nowhere. It's the coal and the stone, sir. They are making us lazy. The Koila road runs through our village. When the monstrous Hivas ferry coal on the Koila road, there is no space for any other vehicle. They are so rough, these truck drivers, they can run down any vehicle that comes their way. They can't help it, it's their job. The more rounds they make, the more money they earn. And what if they kill? The coal company can't afford to have its business slow down by a few deaths. They give money to the family of the dead. The matter remains unreported, and the driver goes scot-free, ferrying another load for the company. And we Santals, well, we wait for when there is no entry on the Koila road, for that is when all our men, women, children come out to the road and swarm these hivas, the coal. Then, using nails, fingers, hands, and whatever tools we can manage, we steal coal. The drivers can't stop us, nor can those pot-bellied Bihari security guards posted along the Koila road by the company. For they know that if they do not allow us to steal coal, we will gharao the road and not let their trucks move. But a few stolen quintals when the company is mining tons and tons hardly matters. They know that if we, the descendants of the great rebels, Sido and Kanu, make up our minds, we can stop all business in this area. So they behave sensibly, practically. After all, they already have our land. They are already stealing our coal. They don't want to snatch away from us our right to re-steal it. It is this coal, sir, which is gobbling us bit by bit. There is blackness, deep, indelible, all along the Koila road. The trees and the shrubs in our village bear black leaves. Our ochre earth has become black. The stones, our rocks, the sand, all black. The tiles on our roofs and the huts have lost their fire-burnt red. The vines and flowers and peacocks we Santals draw on our outer walls of our house are black. Our children dark-skinned as they are forever covered with fine black dust. When they cry and their tears stream down their faces, it seems as if a river is cutting across a drought-stricken land. Only our eyes burn red like embers. Our children hardly go to school, but everyone, whether they attend school or not, remains on the alert day and night for ways to steal coal and ways to sell it. Santals don't understand business. We get the coal easy, we don't charge much for it. Only enough for food, clothes and drink. But these Jolha, you call them Muslim, we Jolha, they know the value of coal, they know the value of money. They charge the price that is best for them. And farther, coal travels from Matiyajori, the higher its price becomes. A decade earlier, when the Santals of Matiyajor were beginning their annual journey to share crop in the farms of Namal, 4 Jolha families turned up from nowhere and asked for a shelter. A poor lot. They looked as if impoverished as us, perhaps worse. In return, they offered up their services. They told us that in our absence they will look after our fields and farms them for a share of the produce. We trusted them. They started working on our fields and built 4 corner Matiyajori. Today, that small cluster of 4 huts have grown into a tola of more than 100 houses. So the story is quite long. So for the time being, we'll stop here and we'll read the rest of the story in the coming class. Thank you for listening. I hope that you get what the story is about. It's about the exploitation that Adivasis undergo in the name of corporate business, and how even the law is at times supporting the corporate companies in exploiting these people, depriving them of even the basic necessities of life. So we'll continue in the coming class. Thank you very much.